Welcome to the side chat. Hope you guys are doing well. Another Friday, weekend on Friday night. You know what's going on? Basically tonight's gonna be a solo hit. Most people have things going on. Some people are not feeling well. And shout out to my man Addison. You know we're going in. Lost a person. His family. So my condolences goes out to him. So that's it. Today we're gonna just be it's basically a show between me and those who are good enough to join the chat. So so thank you again. Of course, thank you for joining last night. Last night I had of course a matter patchwork of stuff. So we'll go through some of the comments of that in that regard. But I do have a video that I had to omit out of last night. So I would like to talk about it in this side chat. Since I don't have the other guys to bounce off and keep topics going that way. So hey, you're gonna get basically a Project Open Mic Light. That's what you'll get. So with that stated, yeah, let me give a shout out to everybody joining in. Shout out to people on Tempo FM. Shout out to people on YouTube. Shout out to people on Facebook. Shout out to people on Nico, You Live, and Live Now. Thank y'all for giving me your time and joining into this side chat. Again, I'll be more active in the chat. Like I said, just this is more of I don't have the guys to be talking about certain things. Again, if you want to pick up some of the old stuff, again, if you want to pick up some, this week was a very busy week with the channel itself. We have, of course, philosophy from Ken, and then Tuesday we had a special Project Over Mike episode 5 where we talk about Roe v. Wade between the person who used to join before, which is Andre. Hopefully he'll come back from Andre's mic and do shows along with videos, because on YouTube.com, as you can see down there, the link down there, YouTube or Project Mike YouTube, you go, there's a playlist of Andre, so you can get to know him before he comes back in. Yeah, and of course, like I said, people can join me tonight, so let's just go into a lot of stuff we have. So one of the things I wanted to talk about last night was, again, is one of those things where my receipts came through. I was talking, but I said that I've been saying it for a while how bad certain things in California is, and it's mostly because of government. And so there's two things I want to talk, like a video I wanted to talk about last night, and be it. But oh no, you know what? I forgot another video. A warning to people out there. A warning to people out there. Um, a video that again, remember I talk about taxes and the power taxes, which is on the raw file on the YouTube. Yeah. Just Say Spring had a video that I think is very important for people to listen. So let me see if I can get that. Give me a second. I want to get that video up because it is a good warning for people out there. Okay. Of course, trying not to have dead air. Okay. All right. So those out there, like I said, let me just get him up. Get the video up. So no, I saved it because it's very important to go look for. Okay. Give me a second here. Basically, Just Say Spring is a minority report. People who are, he's trying to help people to get their financial straight. He was the one I used to show you how, when Biden get elected, how taxes and how stuff gonna happen. And again, he predicted that just as much as I predicted that. And I also show you how people always say about let the rich pay their fair share. And I used him as a best example to say, hey, what do you think of all that? Show you that y'all think taxes are a certain way, when you found out, nope, that's not how it works. So let me see here. I know I have the video. I know I saved it because it was something. Yes.
Stabilized. Inflation is still rising at the time of me recording this video.
I wish YouTube. There you go, YouTube doing this stupidness again. Oh Lord. You go look for. Okay, pause. That's not what I'm looking for. Nothing more hate than a Republican. And why does it keep on playing? I apologize. This is not what I was looking for. Let me see. Okay, there you go.
Stabilized. Inflation is still rising at the time of me recording this video.
Why is it pausing right there?
Oh yeah, I'm talking about it too.
What's up, everybody? Jalspreet Singh here, and the Fed.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Finally, I apologize for that. This is not the thing. It's YouTube acting weird. So I apologize for that. Okay, so let's bring this up here on the screen. So everybody, I just want to play at least a couple minutes of this because everybody's worried about a recession. That we're in a recession, that economy, just last night, remember Joe Biden said this is the best economy in the last 80 years.
What the fuck?
Sure he did. Sure. But anyway, I want to let him talk to you guys about this because basically the Feds his video is on the Minority Report mindset. The Feds has just said that they were wrong, which they was wrong back then when they said inflation is transitory until they're like, oh crap, inflation is here. So yeah, I'll let Justice Brings say what you gotta say.
Admitted they were wrong about the recession. In fact, they said that we're actually in a recession right now if the predictions are correct. So what happened was in the first quarter of 2022, January, February, March, our economy declined. And if we see 2 quarters, meaning 6 months of an economic decline, that means that we're in a recession. Well, after the first quarter of economic decline, people started to get worried about a recession. However, the Fed kept saying, don't worry, we're not going to enter a recession. Our economy is so strong. Our economy is so robust. Our labor market is so strong. There's no possible way we could enter a recession.
What? That's what y'all said. But you also said again that inflation is transitory. It's not going to be around.
And then in the beginning part of June 1st, the Atlanta Fed, they downward revised their predictions for the second quarter of 2022. They said that our economy is still going to grow in 2022. However, it's only going to grow by 1.3%. No big deal. It's still growth. It's just not as fast as what we would have predicted. Then 1 week later, on June 7th, they came back and said, okay, it's not going to grow by 1.3%, but our economy is going to grow by 0.9% in the second quarter of 2022.
No, son of a bitch! Are you looking to buy a home or refinance and wondering?
No, I'm not.
Then on June 15th, they came back and they said, okay, we were wrong again. Our economy is not going to grow by 0.9%. Our economy is going to grow by 0%. So they're predicting flatline economy, which still technically is not a recession because you need 2 quarters of economic decline. Then just yesterday on June 30th, they came out again, they downward revised their predictions, and they say that our economy is probably going to decline by 1% in the second quarter of 2022, which would mean that technically are in a recession. And in fact, the recession started in January, because when you have a recession, the recession technically starts back in the first quarter of when the recession started. So if they are correct, that means the recession started in January of 2022, when everybody was saying there's no chance we're going to have a recession. And if we do have a recession, it's not going to be until 2023. However, the Fed kept saying, don't worry about the recession. It's not possible. Our economy is so strong. The government even said that. And the number one cause of this recession, according to the Fed, is inflation.
Motherfucker. That don't even make no goddamn sense.
Are we surprised? So they've been wrong for the last 6 months. Oh my gosh, the government has been wrong. Ring the bell, ring the alarm. This is why I don't want government to have this much power.
Fed is trying to fight inflation by raising interest rates, and obviously some people have different opinions on how to fight inflation. The state of California is also trying to fight inflation. In fact, they're trying to send out stimulus checks to fight inflation. They're trying to send out $1,000 inflation relief checks, which, if you are subscribed to this channel, I already know that's probably making you want to pull your hair out.
Exactly.
Inflation checks. How can you send out stimulus checks to fight inflation? But we'll get to that a little bit later.
It's
crazy. So here we are right now with the Federal Reserve Bank now admitting that we will probably enter a recession. However, they did give one little caveat. They said that, okay, although we might be entering a recession right now, that it's going to be short-lived. That this is going to be one of those things where the economy is going to go down, but then it's just going to bounce right back up by quarter 3 or by quarter 4 of 2022, which still doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. How the hell is that going to happen? And inflation is not like 2%, 3%. The hell? If it was that, I could see where they were coming from. Inflation is up like what, 70% in some cases. Like I think the average is around like 10. But that, oh my goodness, these guys. That's why I'm telling you guys right now. When they say, oh, when it comes at the end of the year, come on, oh, give us tax. We're gonna raise the taxes on this, whatever. Say hell no. Again, I don't care if it's Republican or Democrat. Say hell no. We need money to fund the police. No. We need money to help the teachers. No. We need more money so we can fix the roads. No. Do not let them trick you, because those trillions of dollars that they gave away, and some of the trillions of dollars are not even spent, they still have the money. Use that money. You caused this problem, and you gonna come begging to me like a crackhead? No.
How in the world are we gonna magically just come out of this recession when the thing causing the recession is inflation, and we haven't even begun to tame the inflation issue?
Exactly.
At the time of me recording this video, inflation is at the highest level that we've seen
in 40 years.
40 years, over 40 years.
Yeah.
So if inflation is the number one cause of this recession, and the Federal Reserve Bank is now, in the last few months, just starting to fight the inflation problem, how is this recession and inflation problem just going to magically go away? Because the Fed has just started raising interest rates. I know it seems like it's been forever, but they've only started doing this in the last few months.
Yep.
And we have not seen inflation stabilize. We haven't even seen it. We have not seen it start to go down or stabilize. Inflation is still rising at the time of me recording this video.
Yeah.
And so if the Fed is still having to raise interest rates, they're still having to pull money out of the economy, that's going to hurt the economy even more. Because as you raise interest rates, the companies that relied on low interest rates, the cheap money, that free money, well, they're getting hurt. And that's causing these valuations to go down. That's causing layoffs to happen. That's causing some companies to close their doors and go bankrupt. That's causing some companies to get acquired for very cheap. We've been seeing layoffs across the tech sector. And this is really just the beginning, because the tech sector was the biggest byproduct of the bubble economy from 2020 and 2021. But you're already starting to see some of these super low valuation acquisitions because companies have no other option. I'll give you a quick example. I've talked about BlockFi before. And BlockFi, I don't remember the exact numbers. I did read the article earlier today, but they were valued at some billions of dollars in 2021. So they were raising money at a multi-billion-dollar valuation. That's B with a boy, B for boy. They're raising money at a multi-billion-dollar valuation, but then they started running out of money in 2022. And as interest rates went up, they couldn't get more money.
And you know what causes that? Because again, the stock market is not the end all be all.
So just yesterday, it was announced that FTX, which is a competitor crypto exchange, they are now in contract, or they're working to purchase BlockFi, not for multi-billions of dollars, not for $1 billion, not for $100 million, but for just $25 million. We're talking about a massive price cut because they're desperate. If they don't get the cash, then they're gonna have to shut their doors. They go out of business, everybody loses their jobs. So this is the situation that they're in, and they're not the only ones. And we've only begun to start raising interest rates. Inflation has not started going down yet. So these are the things that you want to pay attention to, because although the Fed and the government say one thing,
exactly,
sometimes the reality is something completely different.
Yep.
We saw it with inflation in 2020. Back in 2020, nobody said inflation would be a problem unless you were subscribed to this channel. But the government and the Fed kept saying, there's no inflation issue, it's deflation that's the concern. In 2021, it was that inflation is transitory. This high inflation is going to magically go away. They expected it to go away by the end of 2021. Then they said it would be gone by the end of 2022. Now here we are in the second half of 2022, and inflation hasn't even started going down yet.
Still going up.
And then it wasn't until the end of 2021 that they said inflation is a real problem. And now, just a few months ago, we have begun the fight on inflation. So the inflation fight has just started. The economy is starting to slow down. And then on top of that, we are starting to see consumer spending slow down, which hurts the economy. I mean, it's crazy, but everybody has been saying that the consumer is strong, people can afford this higher inflation, that there's...
Well, gas was a big, well, not him, but gas was a big problem. Gas right now works out to take out, in most cases, it's taking out 10% for regular consumers, like me and you, is about 10% of our income. And then for businesses, it's like 20, 30%.
There's no real issue with inflation and consumer spending and consumer sentiment until now. And the reason why is because, well, people had paid off a huge chunk of credit card debt in 2020 and 2021. We saw the biggest credit card debt pay down in the history of American time. And two, people had huge savings accounts. People built up the biggest savings accounts ever because of the pandemic. People weren't spending money. They were getting free money from the government. So there was people had the ability to spend. Then comes this high inflation and people are forced to spend more money. So what happened? People dug into their savings. So they were still able to spend money, live their life because they had built up savings. And people had the ability to spend on their credit card because their credit cards were no longer maxed out, because in 2021, we saw the biggest credit card debt pay down ever. Well, then comes the end of 2021 into the beginning part of 2022, and we see the biggest credit card spending boom in the history of American time, because people no longer have the ability to fund their expensive lifestyle because inflation is running so hot. And now people's credit card debts are maxed out and people don't have the same savings as they did before. So now people just can't spend like they did before. This is what's causing consumer spending to go down, which is causing the economy to go down. And then that triggers the next round of dominoes, which is companies now realizing we're not getting the same sales, we're not getting the same revenue, we don't have the same profits, so we have to downsize, we have to stop investing in growth, we have to lay some people off. These are the things that you want to pay attention to. Now, of course, if you want an easy way to stay up to date on what's happening from inflation to the economy, to the stock market, to real estate, to crypto, you have to subscribe to Market Briefs. It is a completely free newsletter that I created where my team breaks down what's happening in the financial markets into a fun, easy to read, and witty newsletter. Even if you don't have a finance degree, this newsletter, I promise you, will be super easy to read. That's going to break down all the things that you need to know in 5 minutes or less, because I know your time is valuable. That's why we call it market briefs. I promise you, you're going to look forward to reading this email every morning. It's a lot of fun. So if you want to join market briefs, it's completely free. I'll put the link to how you can do it down in the description below.
Okay, I wanted to, because I'm using this video, plug in and go to market briefs, but I just want you guys to get a touch of what's going on. So you're hearing it before a lot of people. We're in a recession. We just are, and things are going to be crazy. And people want to save some kind of money right there. So right now, yeah, when they do that, it's going to be some tough times coming through. I'm telling you right now, and so. Hopefully you guys prepare as best as you can, but I'm just giving you a heads up for people out there that this is gonna happen. So be careful of how your spending is and everything in that regard. It's already there. We're already in it, technically speaking. By the end of the day, so we went from when people was like after Obama, when Obama was messing with Trump, and Trump said he's gonna do more than he's gonna do 3%, and they were like, oh. What Trump think he has? He has a magical wand, whatever, and of course he brought up the market grew 3.4%. So he outdid what he's supposed to do. Now at the end of 2022, the Feds that you just heard are gonna do. We're gonna basically be in a recession. We're gonna come back. We're at negative 1% now. So we're not growing. We're shrinking. That's gonna hurt. That's really gonna hurt. We gotta take all the jobs and do what we can do right now, man. And it's sad to see that, but it does matter who you. Again, I don't know about in the federal section, and like I said, that's why I want the feds to look to small. That's why I'm more the overturn of Roe v. Wade. Let the local office do that, because they can. One, you could at least kick those bums out, as in most cases. And it makes more sense at a local level. The feds, they got so much daggone power, they could do whatever they want. That's why I said again, do not vote for any. I don't care if you're I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, Independent, Libertarian, whatever, Green Party, I don't care. On that ballot that comes to you in whatever. You want to vote for whoever. You want to vote for whoever who's saying I'm gonna put Roe v. Wade, blah blah blah. I don't care about that. You want to do it, put that back in there, whatever. But when it comes to the tax part, I don't care if you're a Democrat. Do not just say no. Hell no, you're not gonna get no money. And I'm gonna show you some reasons, some more reasons about that. Okay? But yeah, I want to thank you guys for helping out in that regard. We had 8,750 people in the building. Thank y'all again. Yeah, we don't have the usual crew here, but hey, just take care with me. So let me check out this. Let me see. Colin Jessup in New York. This will be the third time. Quote, once in a lifetime recession that I have lived through. If you think about it, yeah, you're correct about that. You're correct about that. Okay. Zion Shin. I think that's gotta be a Chinese name. I'm thinking in LA, California. Real people have known this for a while. If you're not an NPC, you don't see this coming. Okay, got you. That's crazy. See, Surrendez I think it's Dumes from Albuquerque, New Mexico. The number one cause is the lack of reaction, not inflation. Yeah, I think you're correct, because the government always they react too much, or they don't react at all. They're never in the right spot. The government is mostly the problem. That's why I said do not let them hit you with the whole tax thing. Oh, we're gonna don't. You fight for that. James Goodman from Miami, Florida. Normal people could have told you this half a year ago. Well, I predicted it basically a year and a half. Yeah, you're right. A year and a half ago, when I said what was going to happen before with the election. About time experts caught up. Exactly. Jason Coran from Washington, D.C. that Freudian slip, inflation checks. Freudian slip. That Freudian slip, inflation checks had me bursting up with the truth. Bursting up. The truth is hard to avoid. Thank you for your time and your for what you do. That is true. Again, yeah, yeah. What do you expect? It is the California is doing that because it's a stupid thing. Oh, we're gonna give you stimulus. That's what causes the inflation in the first place, Gavin Newsom, you idiot. And this ain't doubling nor tripling. This is like quadrupling down this stupidity. But again, California had a chance to get rid of this man, and they backed off. They punked out. They punked out from this. Good job, California. Good job. Thank you for flaking out and letting this man in. Now y'all gonna feel the pain of it now. Oh well, that's what you get. So let's see what we have here. William Ryu, Summerlin, New Jersey. It is so easy for our government to ship taxpayers to help our country. I feel sympathy and empathy for other countries. People are suffering to survive. Investing is a great opportunity. Imagine investing $1,000 and receiving $10,000 through Kathy. Okay, you got me on that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So you got me on that. LJ Fiverr from London, UK. I don't know how they get to be so wrong, yet so paid and so in charge of everything. Seemingly importantly, imagine your doctor or your pilot being that wrong. That is true. That is true. Dan Jackson from is in Munich, Germany. Good morning, gents. This is why it's very important for you to do your homework and think critically and think for yourself, regardless of what the mainstream media like ABC, CNN, MSNBC, or other institutions say. Do your own investigation work from your own conclusion based on the facts and evidence. Follow the evidence wherever it leads you and make your conclusions. This is one of the reasons I like watching your show, because you are plain spoken and you try to tell people what's going on. Great show. You're welcome. No problem with that, Mr. Jax. So far, again, if I pronounce your name wrong, I dearly apologize. Kez Kezadrick Kezadrick Kezerdrick Kezadrick. If I pronounce it wrong, I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. They need to magically think it will be fixed because it lines up with time to cast your vote. That is true. And my hairline has been in recession for the last 4 years. Okay. Oh my goodness. Thank you. It's crazy. It is literally crazy. Okay. All right. So let me go to the next story I'll have for you guys. Hopefully, Facebook, for some reason, Facebook has been blocking some of this stuff again and again. That, it is what it is. I can't help that part. They don't tell you what's going on. They just block stuff and just say, oh, whatever. I'm like, okay, well, tell me what it is so I can help. It's annoying. Okay, so let's go. And this is why, again, this is another reason why I said, yeah, do not give the government any more money because they just waste it. Let's go into this. This is a project, and this is California per se, but I just want to go with this and so you can see. Let me put it on the screen here. Okay. The most expensive construction mistakes in the world, part 2. That's what the video is. I want to play this for you guys. Again, and you can see ways on the screen right now how it stops right there. Just showing you that. Right? Former Governor Jerry Brown, when he was the first time governor, he was the youngest governor in California history. When they told him, hey, we need to have water, build reservoirs, build dams, fix the structure. They told him that back in, you know what? Let me see. When was he elected? Let me see when he elected just to make sure, because I'm Jerry Brown. When he was elected the first time, because I want to know. From 1975, they told him back then that loser, that hey, you gotta fix this, fix that. That's what they told him. Did he listen? No. Now he became the 39th governor of California. He went from 2010 until 2017, 18, I think, maybe, or maybe 16, right? They tell him, hey, Jerry, the infrastructure is bad. Fix the infrastructure of the dams and build more reservoirs, whatever. Right now, California is in a severe drought. And the old saying goes, nature creates drought, God creates famine. And see something here with all this. This is what you should fix, because when you get record amounts of rain, then you can store it for a rainy day. But for some reason, California, we're the Golden State, we're the best, we know what we're talking about. They don't know nothing. So here's this is one of their big failures. They told them, fix the dams, fix the bridges, get more reservoirs, but they didn't.
5. Oroville spillover. In 2017, America's largest dam made some concerning headlines. The Oroville Dam on the Feather River in Northern California was built to provide water, power generation, and, ironically, flood control. However, as it turned out later, the dam, which was 50 years old at the time, was no longer well maintained and not suitable for flooding. This became a big problem during the wettest winter in California.
Which you could have saved a lot of water if you had multiple reservoirs like they told you. But Jerry Brown had this weird-ass idea of building tunnels where planes could fly in so you get water from Northern California to Southern California. How about you bring freaking dams? That's what you need to do. And, of course, Gavin Newsom, the next idiot, the next...
You piece of shit, loser.
Giving more checks to cause more inflation, the dummy. He is following suit with Jerry Brown with the idiocracy. Jeez.
By February of 2017, heavy storms had overfilled the river to 150% of its capacity, and the water level of Lake Oroville kept rising. While in normal circumstances, the water at the bottom of the dam is released directly into the river, at a certain water level, the main spillway can be used to relieve the dam. In extreme emergencies, water can even be released over the side of the lake, but this has never been done since the opening. As more and more water built up, the operators were forced to use the main spillway to release pressure from the dam. But a short time later, they noticed a strange pattern in the water flow. And after closer inspection, they found a huge problem. The foundation and concrete were badly eroded and were beginning to give way. Proposals to upgrade the spillways of the dam had been rejected years before, and the
Of course, because we use the money for stupid crap, like the bullet train, which we'll get to that. FEMA is refusing to pay California more than $300 million for repairs, because they use the money for crap. Because y'all do use the money for the stupid
rejected years before, and the operators weren't aware that the condition of the spillway was this bad. What normally wouldn't be a big deal became a huge problem due to the enormous water masses. But as the water level and pressure kept rising even more, workers started to prepare the opening of the emergency spillway by removing all trees on the hillside. And just a few hours later, they were forced to open the emergency spillway for the first time in the history of the Oroville Dam. As millions of gallons of water were flooding downstream, they decided to immediately evacuate 188,000 people from the area. Thankfully, water levels finally began to decrease a week later, so the residents were able to return to their homes. In total, over $875 million were spent to repair the two spillways, a project that took over a year to complete.
There you go with the stupidity of that. I tell you, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now you have, of course, this one here. I think I'm gonna play this one because this makes sense. So I'll play this one right here because it will make sense to the next one that I'm gonna play. Basically, Mexico City's new airport.
In September of 2014, President Enrique Peña Nieto of Mexico announced his plans to build the biggest infrastructure project that Mexico had seen in over 100 years.
Hoy anuncio que el gobierno federal construirá un nuevo aeropuerto internacional de la Ciudad de México.
The Texcoco.
Now that person right there.
You piece of loser.
Come to find out, he was working with the cartels and doing horrible things in Mexico. Shocking. Shocking.
The nation needed a bigger airport in order to keep up with the growing amount of people traveling through it. It was expected to be Mexico's new international airport, replacing the most popular airport in Latin America, the International Airport in Mexico City. President Peña Nieto planned to build the airport in a series of phases, with the first phase to be completed in 2020 and the last in 2065.
How do you think that went?
By the end of the project, the airport was supposed to have 6 runways and hold up to 125 million passengers per year, making it one of the largest in the world. The project was estimated to cost just a little over $13 billion. This, however, meant that Mexico had to borrow billions of dollars in loans with interest to finance the project. Just 4 years later, in 2018, the new president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, made it very clear during his campaign that he wanted to cancel the airport project. According to him, there were allegations of corruption and
Allegation of corruptions.
What?
Really? Oh, again, because this guy worked for the cartels as well too. So yeah, are we surprised? I'm not.
Cost overruns in the project. But even more importantly, the airport was being built on land that is sinking. All this justified canceling the airport.
This is where people build stuff is just stupid.
In addition, President López Obrador said that it would be much cheaper for Mexico to cancel Texcoco Airport and build an entire new and smaller airport. A national referendum, which showed an overwhelming rejection of the new airport, finally decided to abandon the construction.
That's when people come together. Thank you, people. I wish they did it in California, but as people come together, yeah, that's a lot of money. That's why they're gonna raise some taxes. Hell no, we're not gonna do it. That's what I like. That there. Don't let them wow you with the CGI and all. Oh, this would be great, whatever. No, if it's that crappy, stop it.
By then, construction was almost 30% finished, and it was later revealed that Mexico lost over $16 billion by scrapping the airport. Instead of the Texcoco airport, Mexico is now building a much smaller airport on an Air Force base. This new idea will cost an additional $3.6 billion and will handle around 20 million passengers per year once it's completed in 2022.
Well, that makes more sense. Let's think about it. Oh, this is supposed to cost, how much billions of dollars is supposed to cost? This is supposed to cost, what you said it's supposed to cost? Let me just see right here. Let me try to go find.
Passengers per year.
106
runways. 55. By the end of the project, the airport was supposed to have 6 runways and hold up to 125 million passengers per year, making it one of the largest in the world. The project was estimated to cost just a little over $13 billion.
$13 billion. And you now you're gonna use all airport bases stuff, which costs $3.6 billion. Yeah. Do not let them wow you with the bull crap and the corruption and all that stuff. And yes, it cost $16 billion to stop it. Well, yeah, because it was just a waste of trash on the regard. But at least Mexico came to their senses and people said, yeah, let's stop this. Okay. Now let's go to California once again. It's number one. It is the number one piece of crap.
Number 1. California High-Speed Rail. In 2008, the California State Legislature, along with the residents of the state, approved plans to build the California High-Speed Rail after 12 years of planning.
You mean that they tricked them, and of course the government have their cronies to give the money to. This was never going to be possible. I remember when this thing first started, I said, this is not gonna be a train. There's no way this train gonna go from where it's supposed to be, whatever, in that time. I guarantee it. People thought I was crazy. That's when I was on my old radio show, on Radio T3. People were like, oh, I said, okay, I wish I had those same people. I told you this was gonna happen.
The hope was that the bullet train would run from the Bay Area to Southern California to shorten the travel time between major cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles. The project was originally supposed to cost $68 billion, and the White House ended up giving the state a little over $6 billion to help fund it in 2010. Construction finally started in 2015, but was soon halted 3 years later under former President Donald Trump. Trump asked California to return the money back to the White House, which Governor Gavin Newsom refused to do. The plan was for the rail to be finished in 2020, but it suffered repeated delays because of mismanagement. Although this
What? Mismanagement? Shocking.
was the largest construction project in California's history, only 10 people were originally slated to manage the project. The consultants were convinced that they could handle the project and save the state a lot of money by not hiring a large team of engineers and other experts. The state trusted them for the next few years, and their work was overseen only by a small group of people from the government.
Of course.
Even though the team that worked on the high-speed rail line has since been expanded, the poor management and many other problems led to the project being more than a decade behind schedule. Plus, due to bad advice from consultants, they have surpassed their budget by more than $44 billion. Governor Newsom decided that the project was too ambitious in the first place and cut its length in 2019. Now, instead of traveling 920 kilometers, it will only stretch to 275 kilometers. At this point, a lot of Californians think that the project has become a huge waste of state money, and this project could go down in history as one of the most mismanaged mega projects in the USA.
That's how crazy it is. And they're the ones who want to give, you want to, like I stated before, you want to give them your money when they come begging for you. Oh, give us more money. Like I said, California right now is going to give more stimulus check to people, $1,000 for certain people to get money, so which caused inflation in the first place.
Taxes! Beautiful, lovely taxes!
Thanks for taking my money, asshole.
Exactly. Friggin' government. That's what happened. It's infuriating. It literally is, and people keep falling for the nonsense. Going back and see I see the chat's going fast again. So, Jeet Floyd from Seattle, Washington. Do you know the other projects that might have been gotten even worse? Yeah, the whole effing country. William Helm. How let's see, how are they going to design because it's thing. How are they gonna design this with only 10 people overlooking it? No surprise that California is so screwed. Exactly. Miguel Pantino, California, Sacramento, California. I think you could at every city that ever hosted the Olympics or World Cup in the past 60 years, every one of them had to become a single multi-billion-dollar infrastructure, often that cost livelihoods and not actual lives. But funny, you could combine those and still not as a big effort as these people have done with the government. That's true. Andres Mata from Sacramento, California. It's insulting when you say no. It's insulting to say that nobody has getting hurt from these things. Okay, it's a joke, and it's not a rightly joke. I'm not gonna do that, sir. Gerald Dorsey from Miami, Florida. The Mexico airport and the California high-speed train project was fencing money for the government's friends and elected politicians. I believe you're correct, sir. It was fencing that. That is true. Albert Putnam. Oh, we're getting a lot of people out there from New York City. Read the book Why Buildings Fall Down if you're interested in structural failure. There are a lot of famous examples and other authors go in depth on each one. Cindy Muskrat from Houston, Texas. Never let the government manage anything. Amen, sister. Amen. Sean Bowers from Seattle, Washington. Let's see. Okay. Seattle, Washington, yeah, but I was a project engineer on the Oroville Dam reconstruction project. The spillway was never designed for an upward pressure by underground water table. This caused the spillway to crack, and running the water did the rest. I worked on the underground CK pile wall and the underground wall reinforcing the hillside for emergency spillway. Water wouldn't destroy the whole hill. That was a story. I live in Oral, and the information was made apparently so quick. Hard to say. We did not know there were a problem before the emergency hit. When it was publicized long before emergency, and responsible parties kept sending repair funds on their pet project, believing that the emergency scenario would never come true, and that they all least had lots of time. Donnie Cerrone basically answering to Sean saying, "Hey, I worked down in the job trailer for the rock crushing, and I myself, just a lonely person, could saw this was gonna be problems. Yep, there you go. Mirko Aragoni from Italy. The Vogone Dam in Italy. It's an incredible engineering mistake that caused a huge landslide and overflowing the dam, resulting in total destruction and many towns on the way. There you go. Ah, that sucks. You know. That really sucks. We have, let me see what your hair again, a lot of stuff. Kiran Kulo. How is this supposed to be the most expensive mistake in the world when all mistakes are from North America? Well, because of the money. That's what it is. America's money is worth more than any other than the country currencies around the world. So that's why it's that. That's why the video said in the world. It makes sense because of the money. Anna Perry, watching this makes me feel Anna Perry from New York City. Watching this make me feel better every time I made a simple mistake. Got you. Austin Muller from Germany. A simpler and more concise title, Man and His Follies. And you are correct. Most government pet projects are to make them look good, but they always get people that don't know what they're doing just so they can make good. And half of the time, those things cause lives, deaths, and multiple more damage. The California bullet train is really a boondoggle and should have never been started in the first place. Again, that's why I said back in 2010, 2012 when I had my radio show, Radio T3. Frazical. Oh my goodness, this is a name, and I apologize if I mess your name up for real. Frazical Sabore. If I pronounce it wrong, I apologize. From Portugal. Hi, we're for the government and we're here to help. The California low-speed rail is the biggest boondoggle in my opinion. I like how the bloke fixing the fried egg sandwich. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. I like the bloke who fixing the fried egg sandwich, showing that these people are crazy in this video because you didn't show the part of the video where they created the depth ray buildings. Yeah, so you watched this video before. Okay, yeah. So it's crazy. Again, I don't want to hear for hour. Thank you guys out there. Like I said, this is why I say again.
Taxes! Taxes! Beautiful, lovely taxes!
Thanks for taking my money, asshole.
That's why you don't, like I said, I want to say this as long as I can. It'll be boring, I don't care. When people in America, when the voting comes up this year, in November, vote no on all, and I do mean all taxes. Every single last one of them. I don't care, again, when I'm Republican, Democrat, I don't give a rat's, but all of them. Because all they care about is money. They don't care about nothing else. They care about money and power. They don't care. As I showed a video last night where the girl who was strong about, Roe v. Wade, whatever, and she got a text in her phone, oh, give us more money and we're going to fix the problem. The Democrats had 50 years to fix the problem. They didn't damn fix it. They could have fixed it. They didn't want to fix it. They wanted to keep it an issue so they could use it. Now it's back in the play of an issue. They know they're going to get a shellacking by the end of this year. They're going to say, oh, give us the power and we're going to fix the Roe v. Wade. No, they're not. They're not. They're not. And for all you Hollywood weirdos out there, F all y'all. because none of y'all know what the hell you're talking about. It is not a constitutional right. It never was a constitutional right. Okay? Take responsibility. Close your dang legs. Men, stop spinning your seat out of the dang on place. Use the protection. All right? Just if you don't open up your legs, ladies, you will never get in this situation. Some of you women are just some do need that. You create problems, but it's just a horrible thing. But again, I wanted to do a quick video since I got the guys here. So again, we'll catch you guys next week. You know how it goes. Catch you next week with the rest of the gang. Hopefully Friday. Remember, Monday we got philosophy. Of course, you have Straight No Chasers Tuesday. I don't know if Andre's gonna do something. He's supposed to start something on Wednesday. I don't know if it's this Wednesday. We'll see what happens. Project Open Mic, of course, catch us back here Thursday at 9:30, and of course 9:30 Eastern. Of course, Side Chat Friday. All right. With that said, hope you guys have a good day. Remember to check out there's a link tree and pasting on the description. Check out us on Facebook at Facebook at TT Records, Project Open Mic on YouTube, Project Open Mic on Twitch, Project Open Mic on Locals and Rumble, Project Open Mic on Nico, and basically Project Open Mic on all those platforms, on live TV, on Tempo FM. Tempo FM is Radio T3, so I'll say that. But Project Open Mic on Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Google Podcast. Check us out there. All right. Remember, like I said, as usual, this it don't apply to this with evil with people, but remember, evil comes in all shapes, sizes, color, creed, height, sex, political party, nationality. It may no difference. Evil is evil. And remember, people are smart. Sorry. People are stupid individuals, won't be that smart individual. Please, this is a 4th of July weekend, it's a 3-day weekend. Please be safe. Please be careful. Again, don't mess with fireworks they ain't supposed to mess with to cause any trouble, to hurt anybody, because they've been killers for that. Please be responsible drinkers. Do not drink and drive. Please, if you're going to drink, just stay home. Just stay home. Or call an Uber, or call a taxi if you're rich. Most of the people with Nancy Pelosi's wife.
You piece of loser.
And other than that, yeah, just have a safe 4th of July, all right? And take care of yourself, okay? Remember, again, take care of yourself, your family, that's the issue you're supposed to be. Have y'all a good night. Have a safe 4th of July.
Have a great Friday, you mother.